So, hello everyone. Today we'll start with the management and entrepreneurship subject. So in that, I'm going to do the fifth unit, that is preparation of a project. So we have completed already units in a classroom teaching itself. So that is what is management, functions of the management. So that we have covered in the first two units. In the third unit, we have done with the entrepreneurs and the creativity. So when we are talking about the entrepreneurs, so the word entrepreneur means to understand. So the entrepreneur has to undertake the risk of new enterprise. For entrepreneurial development is a key role for socio-economic transformation. So, it is important to study for an entrepreneur and to decide about the project for his enterprise. So that we are going to discuss in the first part of the fifth unit. So today we will discuss about the meaning of a project, project identification, project selection, project report writing, and need and the significance of a project. So first we'll start with meaning of the project. So as I told already, so entrepreneur is taking the risk of new enterprise. So his success or the failure of his enterprise depends on the project what he is selecting. So he is a key role for socio-economic transformation. So the project becomes the basic foundation for new enterprise to start with. So in that way, the project plays the selection or identification of the project, and the project selection plays a key role for success of any enterprise. So we will see the different definitions of these projects. So many economists one by one. Project is an approval for a capital investment to develop facilities to provide the goods and the services. So this definition was given by the World Bank. So that means for any project approval, so here we are investing the capital investment for developing or for providing the facilities, the goods or the products and the services. For any approval of the project, we need to do the capital investment to produce the goods or the products and the services. This is according to the World Bank. So, the Harrison has given the definition as follows. The project is non-repetitive, one-off undertaking, normally with a discrete time, financial and a technical performance goals. He says project is the non-repetitive in process. It is one-off. It has got its own lifespan for completion of the project. So one more author has defined the project in a different way. A project is typically has a distinct mission that it is designated to achieve and clear termination point and the achievements of the mission. So that means project has got a definite mission, so that we are going to start when the project starts and it is completed with the achievement of that mission. Once the mission completes, the project is completed. Project is not a continuous process. It is not an endless process. It starts with a definite objective and the project is completed or it comes to a clear termination when the objective is achieved or when the mission is achieved. So one more author has defined the project in a different way. The project can be defined as a scientifically evolved work plan devised to achieve the specific objective within the specified period of a time. So every project has got its own lifetime for completion of this mission. So project is for completing the project, we are making use of the different resources, that is man, machines, materials and money. It has got a complex set of activities. Suppose if you are taking an example, very basic example of a project is construction of a house. So construction of a house has got different set of activities. We start with the digging of the foundation, construction of the foundation, then construction of a walls, construction of a room, construction of a roof, then we will go for setting of or fitting the windows, doors, fitting of wiring, sanitaries and all. So the project goes on and once all these set of activities are completed, so our project of construction of house is ready to move in and to stay in. So many authors have given the definitions, but the main objective of this project is to complete the mission. It starts with a definite end, that is definite objective, and project comes to an end when we are achieving that mission. But the project differs in size of the project is changing from one project to the other project. The nature of the project also changes. Suppose the project from and the project from other educational sectors are different. The nature of the project goes on changing. The objectives are also changing depending on what projects we are taking. The time duration required and the complexity of the project goes on changing. Time duration for the project, for a construction of the house, we need maybe 1 year of a time, 12 months of a time. But for project of a cement industry, we need the maximum time. So depending on which project we are taking, the time duration required for the project also changes. When we are looking at the attributes, what are the important attributes we need to consider while we are going through the project? A course of action, specific objective, defined time perspective, that is the time period required for completion of the project. A course of action is also one of the important attributes for the project. So we are going to start with a definite mission, with a definite objective, well-defined objective, then we will be able to successfully complete our project. And end point. So every project starts with a definite starting point, with a definite objective, and it completes when the objective is completed or when the objective is attained. So it has got a definite end point after completion of the objective, then the project is ready for continuous production. So we have heard about many projects like a cement project, fertilizer projects, refinery projects. So when we are looking at all these projects, here it is a plant. Cement industry is a plant, fertilizer industry is a plant. So even refinery is also plant. So when the plant becomes operational, so we say our project has been completed. So then that means we have gone through the different definitions of a project. So we have understood what is project. So that means a project has got a definite mission. It has got some starting point and it completes when the project is operational or when the project is completed. So that means, so next is to study what are the different of a project. So the first very important characteristic of a project is the object. It has got a fixed set of objective through which, through that mission, we are able to complete the project. So it has got, as I have discussed, it has got a lifespan. It is not a continuous process. When the project completes, the mission is achieved. That means the lifespan, depending on the scale of a project. I have given an example of a construction of a house. What means 12 months, 12 to 18 months to complete a project. Here, the lifespan of a project is 12 to 18 months depending on the size of the house what we are constructing. Suppose if you are taking an example of the cement project, here the lifespan of the project is increasing. So here we need more time for completion of our project. In other way, one more important characteristic of a project is a teamwork. It is working towards the objective of the project. So the team members are from the different disciplines and the team members are from the different industries or from the different organizations. And even sometimes these team members are from different countries also depending on the scope of the project what we are undertaking. Project has got life cycle. That means it starts with an idea. The idea needs to be put into the actual products. That means there is a growth phase of the project, there is a maturity phase of the project and there is a decay, that means the end of the project. So the project has to go through the growth, maturity and decay or completion or end of the project. So broadly the characteristics, the basic characteristics of the project are investment pattern. What kind of an investment pattern we are following? We are investing the capital for starting a project. What are the benefits? What are the profits? What are the gains we are going to get out of the project? What is the time limit for completion of a project and where your project is located? Location of your project. So suppose the textile industries have to be located nearby the banks on the rivers and all. So depending on the scope of the project, you need to decide about the location of the project. So the goods or the the project from cement industry to the project from the software industry changes. I can give you the I can explain this with a better examples. Suppose I need to start, I want to establish an enterprise, a modern cast iron foundry to manufacture the castings. So these castings are used in automobile industries. So that means my project here is the cast iron foundry industry, which is manufacturing the castings, these castings are used in automobile industries. So this is the best example what we can give for the project. So when we are going for a software side, so the project involving the information technology company. The project here for the software people, the information technology company is a project to develop the software packages for the export. Earlier we were doing the conventional method of teaching, that is classroom teaching. So now we are making use of set of softwares, set of apps to reach our students through all these softwares. So that means, so the technology or the softwares have been developed to do the online teaching also from the conventional method of teaching. So these are the examples for the projects. So when we are talking about the project, an idea. So this idea is nothing but a plan. Then comes the program, then the project, then the work package, then comes the task and the activities. Just we are starting our project with a plan, then comes program, then comes our project. Next is the work. Task, which we are going to take it. The last comes the set of activities through which we are going to complete this project. So it starts from an idea. So this idea needs to be planned. Whether this plan is a national plan or a corporate plan or an international plan. The program for which the project is meant for, whether it is for the health, for education or any other. Then comes the project into a clear picture. Then we are going to do the project for power generation. That means our project here is power plant. What are the work packages? What is the task involved in completion of the power plant? And what are the different set of activities we need to complete for completion of this project? So, the work package for this water supply power generation is distribution and the power supply for the different areas. And the task and evaluation, laying of a cables, preparation of a drawings, preparation of a specification, etc. will become the different set of which we are going to do it. So that means, so far we have gone through who is success of for any enterprise. We projects. So in different sectors, we will come up with a different projects. So then we are going to classify all these different areas or the different sectors of a project. So normally these projects projects we can classify again industrial projects or the non-industrial projects. So industrial projects again further classified into conventional projects, R&D projects, high technology projects, medium technology projects or the low technology projects. So the high technology projects can be classified depending upon the scope, mega, major, medium and the mini projects. Again these medium scale projects may be the expansion of the industry or modification of the present existing plant, or the idea may be totally new, that is a grassroots project. But the major classification of this project is based on the quantifiable and non-quantifiable projects. Second one is sectoral projects depending on the different areas or different sectors of a project, and techno-economical projects. So the first one is quantifiable. We are able to quantify the assessment of the project or the benefits or the products or the services of the project are called as a quantifiable projects. So we are able to assess the project in terms of quantity assessment, For example, power generation. We are able to assess this project under what is the amount of power is generated. So based on quantity of benefits what we are going to do it. So in other case, non-quantifiable here, so the assessment cannot be quantifiable. So we cannot quantify or we cannot put into the numbers. So those are the projects. For example, so the projects which we are undertaking in education, so health and defense. Here under this section also we have so many projects, but these are non-quantifiable. We cannot quantify in terms of a numbers. We assess the results with quantity. So these are called as a quantifiable project, non-quantifiable projects. That means non-quantifiable. Right quantities of assessment of benefits is done in case of a quantifiable projects. For example, power generation. For non-quantifiable, quantitative assessment cannot be made. For example, health and the education sectors. So that is classification of quantifiable and non-quantifiable projects. Go through the slide. I have explained. Right quantitative assessment of benefits, that is the products what we are manufacturing or the service which we are giving for the people are quantifiable, can be measured or called as the quantifiable projects. Examples you can go through. Projects concerned with the industrial development, power generation, mineral development, etc. comes under the project for quantifiable. For the non-quantifiable, as I told you already, projects for which the quantitative assessment cannot be made are termed as non-quantifiable projects. Health, education and defense, many other different projects, social projects and all will come under this non-quantifiable projects. Coming to the second classification of the project is sectoral projects, depending on the sectors. So manufacturing takes place in a different sectors. It may be automobile industry, it may be a manufacturing industry, or it may be agriculture, it may be education, or it may be a day-to-day food industry, or it may be any other industry. So depending on the sectors, the projects have been. The first one under this is automobile sector. So for this I can give the example. So in a near future, all these conventional vehicles will be replaced by the electrical vehicles. This project is already under process. So many other different automobile projects are there, so that we can classify under by changing the new technology. So we are able to give the different new projects under the automobile sector. So the second one, you need to focus. So government has introduced soil testing. So this is the small project which has been introduced through the government to study the quality of the soil, what they have in their farm, and depending on the quality of the farm, they are going to decide which crop will give. Projects we are education sector. In the world of digitalization, we are moving slowly towards the digitalization of examples of lockdown period. We are taking up or we are reaching our students with a with our evaluation is going on, digitalized meeting we are able to conduct, digitalized we are able to. So under this, for the transport sectors also we are coming up with many projects, industrial manufacturing sectors, food processing sectors. For day to day, the basic need of every human being is the food. So for this regard also we are able to come up. So I'll give you the best example in a metro cities. So we can find the packets of ice. So these are the ready packets, ready to cook foods which are available, which are packed very hygienically, and it will. So we can see this product in a metro cities ID, nothing but your idli and dosa batter which is readily packed, hygienically packed, and it serves the purpose in the busy of every human being. The marketing or here the retailers will not come into the pictures. So the manufacturer itself delivers these products to the doorstep or to the different areas. They have selected few areas. So the distributor distributes the packets, storage, departments. So one can pick the products the storage section and the followed in the cost of marketing or the distribution or to reduce the retailers in between the production so that they are able to get the maximum profits. So then comes the mining sector, irrigation sector and the miscellaneous other n number of projects are in process. So we can classify all these different sectors based on right from automobile sectors to day the basic need of a human being, that is food processing sector. So based on the sectors we are going to classify the projects. So the next one is techno-economical projects. So the projects are also classified on the basis of their techno-economic characteristics. So the main groups under this is factor intensive or factor oriented classification, then cause oriented and magnitude oriented projects. We can classify the projects under this category also, that is whether the project is capital intensive or whether the project is labor intensive. That means we need to invest a large amount of a capital for some of the projects. For example, if I want to start a new enterprise with the aircraft industry, so here the amount of capital investment is large. So that is the capital investment will be more in such kind of a projects. Labor intensive projects are also there where the large number of human resource or the labor required for these projects are more. So for example, construction of any of the building, here it has got a complex set of activities. So the labor involvement in completion of all these activities is more. So these are, we can classify into labor intensive projects. That means factor intensivity, that is whether it is a capital intensive or the labor intensive. Then comes the cause oriented. So by studying the existing demand, you are going to start a project based on the existing demand for that product. And based on existing availability of a raw material also, we are going to start with a project. So that means the cause oriented, whether your project is based on the demand, existing demand of a customers, or your project is based on readily raw material is available, so you are making use of that raw material with your new idea of a project. So that is cause oriented project. Then comes to the third one, that is magnitude oriented. So whether you are going for large scale industries, medium scale industries or the small scale industries. So that means the cause oriented projects are, magnitude oriented projects are based on the magnitude of investment, that is the large scale industries, medium scale industries and the small scale projects. So based on the magnitude of the industry, you are going to categorize these projects. So we have gone through the classification of the project. So that means, so we have classified the whole set of projects into quantifiable or non-quantifiable projects. Second one is based on the sector where we are going to take up the projects, and based on techno-economics of the projects. So we have gone through the detailed study of project classification. So the next is, so you are decided you are going to start an enterprise. So you have learned about what is a project and what are the classifications. So the project identification is the first phase of starts with the project. The project is a conception phase, then it goes to the definition phase, then planning and organizing for your project, implementation of the project, and it comes to an end, that is project cleanup. So we are going to select a project which is having a good market to be a successful entrepreneur. So one has to study the market, what is the need of the customer. So the project identification is concerned with collection of economic data, compiling it and analyzing it. According to the Peter, the opportunities for these three types of opportunities are through the risk. Here, there is no risk involved in such kind of a project. That means we are utilizing the existing. We are not changing any facilities, or we are not changing any of our business plan. So without any risk, we are going for to start with a project, that is additive opportunities. We are not changing much in a business plan. By utilizing the existing resources and the facilities, we are going to start with the projects. So the second one is complementary. Here, in this case, some amount of a risk is involved. So an entrepreneur is changing a structure of the business. So some amount of a risk is involved in it. So the third one is breakthrough. Here, the idea itself, the project idea itself is a new. More amount of a risk is involved in coming up with this kind of a project. Structure of the business takes place, high amount of a risk is involved projects. So hence the identification of the project is a very crucial and very important step in identifying the different projects. So that means, what are the ways to identify the project? So ways to identify the projects. So we can classify these projects, or the different ways of identifying these projects or idea generation of the projects goes through the first one is the observation, trade and professional magazines, are the different ways which are to get an idea or to identify the projects in a different sectors. So first one will go through the observation. So it is one of the important source of project identification. Suppose there is a scarcity of a service up to the ideas, that is new projects. Or the employees or the skills of a labor, so we can identify and we can start with a project. Observation of the existing processes which are already we are into the process of manufacturing, or the products also leads to identify the projects and to start up with the projects, which helps for an entrepreneur to start his own enterprise. So that means scarcity of the product or the services also leads to the development of a project. Utilization of a funds, available plant capacity, the skills of the employees or the skills of a labor, observation of existing processes and the products, and that also leads to identify the new ideas for the projects. So the second one is the trade and the professional magazines. So already readily available trade and professional magazines are available through the literature, and these are keeping us updated about the latest development, the latest technology development or the latest developments in that particular field. So we can go through all these different magazines to get an idea or to identify our own projects. For example, mechanical engineering. For the mechanical engineering, we have got a magazine called as Mechanical Engineering, the magazine of ASCME. So which gives us the latest trends or the latest development in the engineering of mechanical. We will be able to identify the projects. Or there is one more magazine which is readily available, that is Power Transmission Engineering magazine. So set of different magazines are available based on our section of the project. We need to refer these magazines which helps us to identify the project. Or so normally we will have the conduction of these, or we can visit national and international trade fairs and the exhibitions which are conducted across the different states and across the different industries. Visiting the national trade fairs and the exhibitions also gives an idea or to identify the new products and the services, so that we will be able to start with our own projects. So the last way of identifying is bulletins of research institutes. So the bulletins of the research institutions to provide the new ideas. We can refer the new developments which are taking place in the different fields. So we can identify these research and we can start with our own projects and we can start with our own enterprise. So that means through the observation, through the trade and professional magazines and through the bulletins of the research institutions, we are able to identify the set of projects which are suitable to start a successful industry. So that means we have gone through the opportunities or the ideas or to identify the projects. So all of these sources put together may give a few ideas for an individual entrepreneur, possible projects to be examined as a final project. I have come up with set of possible projects. Through these projects, the process of identifying the project idea is referred to as opportunity scanning and identification. After going and the opportunities available through the R&D or through the trade magazines or through the observations. After going through all above processes, we have able to get several project ideas, the result of above analysis. So from these several project ideas, you have to decide, that is the next step of project selection. So we have identified the projects. So among all these set of identified projects, one has to select most appropriate potential project idea to start his own enterprise. That means, so after project identification, the next step is project selection. So identification of the project is the first step for any of the new enterprise. The second step to start your enterprise is the appropriate selection of the project. For this, many different tools are available. One of the tools which you can refer is the SWOT analysis. That is the strength, weakness or the constraints, opportunities and the threats and the challenges available for that project. So by referring the different tools which are readily available, one is able to select the appropriate profitable project which is having the demand in the market through the market research or through the market research. Most suitable project idea is finally selected to convert into an enterprise. So among all these ideas, we are going to select most appropriate idea to start with an enterprise. So this is called as, this process of selection of a project and converting it to an enterprise is called as zeroing in process. So that means zeroing in process is nothing but, so you are going to select the suitable project idea, then you are going to convert this selected idea into an successful enterprise. So this is called as zeroing in process. So during the selection of an enterprise, we come across we need to consider different criteria. So what are the criteria we need to during the process of a selection? That is, so these are different criteria, that is investment size. What is the location, technology, plant and machinery and the market. These are the different criteria to follow for selection of the project. So selection of the project and project reporting, we will do it in the next class. So I'll conclude my today's class, that is today's session. So we have learned about what is project, what is the meaning of a project, what are the different definitions we have gone through. Project identification. So we are able to see till project identification today. Tomorrow or in the next class, we'll then project with you. ಏನು ತಿಳಿದಾನಪ್ಪ ಭಾಳಶ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಜೋರು ಹೇಳತ್ತಿದ್ನೆ ಭಾಳ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇತ್ತ ಸಾಕಾತಪ್ಪ ಹುಡುಗರು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ ಇದು ತಗೋ ಭಾಳಶ ಟ್ಯೂಸ್ಡೇ ಐತಿ 9ಕ್ಕೆ
ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಂಟೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ತಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ರಿ